Cardboard ESQ from the confines of the 405 freeway, and this is a video response with my best starting rotation and closer with my cards. But how do you decide? The best way I know how. Coin flip.
Here are the rules. To be entered, first you have to be a subscriber and like this video. Second, there are two ways to be entered in this giveaway. First, if you want to be entered for all the prizes, I am asking you make a video response, and in it, from your collection of cards, make your ultimate pitching staff. So I'm talking 5 starters and a closer.
All right, here's my video response to North Coast baseball cards for best rotation and closer. Dun, dun, dun. I found a number of cards in my collection and I couldn't decide. It was very hard. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to do it by coin flip. Before we go to coin flip, I do have one card in particular that we're going to start with that is the go-to. This is the card that I'm not going to coin flip because this is one of my favorite cards in my collection, and I think that you'll agree. I got this in a package deal that included a Gil Hodges rookie and included a Jackie Robinson rookie, all from 49 Bowman. I'm going to go with Satchel Paige as my number one. Now, you saw Fernando Valenzuela dance at the beginning. I guess I'll give him an honorable mention, but he's not on my list. He won't be in the flip. But you can't beat Satchel Paige, and this is a PSA 5.5. Got very lucky when I got this. It was a number of years ago. Satchel Paige was amazing and old, and it's such a shame that Satchel didn't get a chance to actually pitch for a long period of time in the major leagues. You look at his stats at Baseball Reference. He started at the age of 20 in 1927, did not begin to pitch until 1948, 21 years later in the major leagues. Now, 1948, how old was he? Is it going to tell us? He was 42 years old, just under, when he first started in the majors. Imagine what he would have done. Now, for our first coin flip, we're going to go with Mordecai Brown. 3 fingers, Mordecai Brown. Great pitcher as well. Versus Sandy Koufax. Now, it was real hard as a Dodger fan not to put Sandy Koufax in automatically, but I guess I sort of wanted to show off my 3 fingers, Mordecai Brown. What I remember of Mordecai Brown, the details, is that he didn't start his career until he was 26 years old. He damaged his fingers in some kind of machine when he was 5 or 6 years old. Then some years later actually messed up the rest of his fingers on his pitching hand by falling and breaking the fingers, the remaining fingers. Very strange. He ended up, he was a position player that I remember, but one day the pitcher got sick or something, and they had him go, and they saw that his 3 fingers enabled him to get such incredible movement on the ball that they said, you got to be a pitcher. Record career in 14 years, 239 wins and 130 losses with a 2.06 career ERA and a total of 1,375 strikeouts. Now, he walked quite a bit. 1 walk for every 2 strikeouts. Not the greatest there, but imagine if you had 3 fingers. Amazing pitcher. So I like him in his own right. I got this in a package deal, too, with Johnny Evers. Mordecai Brown will go against, of course, Sandy Koufax. Now, Sandy Koufax, one of the greatest pitchers, I think, in history. Great story with Sandy Koufax is the fact that he was a pretty lousy pitcher for his first 3 years. Or 5 years, actually. Pretty bad. And the great quote I have from him that I give to my Little League kids that I coach is he said, the beginning of his Hall of Fame career started when he stopped trying to strike out batters and started trying to get them to hit it. Good advice. So let's do our coin flip. So it's Sandy with my 1955 PSA 5 rookie versus Mordecai Brown, which I think is 1910 T206. Somebody can correct me. Sweet Caporal portrait. I love the portraits of that year. PSA 3.5. Heads is Sandy Koufax. Mordecai Brown is tails. Ooh, and I dropped it. Well, let's just put it down to where it was. It is heads. Sorry, 3 fingers, Mordecai Brown. Sandy Koufax gets the nod as my number 2. For the next part of my rotation, we're going to start with 2 lefties, one or the other. The first, of course, near and dear to my heart once again because he's a Dodger. Clayton Kershaw, my PSA 10. Clayton Kershaw, 2008 Topps, considered his rookie card. Gorgeous card. I love this. Versus the amazing USC alum who was pretty wild and awful at USC, but got so much better and was scary, scary good. So scary good that even the birds were afraid. My Gem Mint 10 1989 Randy Johnson star rookie. Let's go to the coin flip, shall we? Randy Johnson on the left is heads versus Clayton Kershaw. Let's do it. Heads for Randy Johnson. Tails for Clayton Kershaw. The coin flip. Oh, it worked that time. Heads. Sorry, Clayton. Randy Johnson is the winner. All right, Randy. So we've got 3 members of the rotation. We're looking for 2 more. Our next grouping. 2 Mets. Got to go with the Mets. 2 amazing pitchers. The strikeout king of all time. My PSA 6. Nolan Ryan. I bought it for the Jerry Koosman. Just kidding. Versus an amazing strikeout pitcher. We recently lost him. This is the oldest card that I have of him. I don't have his rookie. I bought a 1975 set probably in the 2005 or something, and I thought this looked a lot better than a 5, but that's what PSA gave me. Maybe I needed to wipe it down or something. But it's a beautiful card. One of my favorite sets. The first set that I started collecting. So let's do the coin flip here. Tom Seaver versus Nolan Ryan. So here we go. Nolan Ryan on the left is heads. On the right is Tom Seaver. He will be tails to the coin flip. Tails. Yay. For Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver gets his place in my star rotation. Now we need the last person in the rotation, and it's going to be one of 2 fellas. Now, as far as I'm concerned, they talk about steroids and everything. One of my confessions. It's confession time right now. The steroid era, it doesn't bother me so much. They let him run wild. Somebody like Barry Bonds, who's one of my favorites in the collection, notwithstanding this, some people call me a traitor. And there's no doubt, if he was a pitcher, he would be with Satchel Paige here. Barry Bonds was an MVP, the 3 times, 4, should have been 4 before the steroid era, before he got to San Francisco. Amazing. And the same with this guy. Roger Clemens. Second all-time in strikeouts. Longevity. Some would say because of the steroids, whatever. But what an amazing player, and needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Already in the Hall of Fame is a crafty pitcher, the professor, I think they called him. This is Gem Mint 10 Donruss, Greg Maddux. And what I love about this card so much and why I wanted it in my collection, when we collect, it's a lot more difficult to get Gem Mint 10s with these black borders because it's a lot easier to see all the issues and the defects. And for me, I had to have this. And I just think it's such a beautiful card, rated rookie. I love it. It's Greg Maddux versus Roger Clemens. Greg Maddux heads on the left, Roger Clemens tails on the right. Tails is the winner. Roger Clemens, congratulations. You are the last piece of my rotation. There's my grouping of the rotation, and now we have to work on closers. I only picked out a potential of 2. And the first one is a guy that I adored when he pitched. He pitched in the 90s, pitched for so many league championship teams, only had one World Series, I think. And the interesting story about John Smoltz is he's probably a Hall of Famer as a starter and a Hall of Famer as a closer. But we're going to use him as a closer. John Smoltz. This is my PSA 10 1989 Fleer Glossy rookie. I love this one. And let's take a look at some of his stats. John Smoltz pitched a total of 21 years. He was injured in 2000. I can't remember what the injury was, but after that injury was when he became a closer. It might have been Tommy John. Not sure. An overall record of 213 wins, 155 losses. But the amazing stat there is 154 saves. He's like the modern Dennis Eckersley. I think that he also, interestingly enough, like Eckersley, he may have won a Cy Young. Well, he won a Cy Young in 1996. He was third in Cy Young voting as a closer in 2002, seventh in 2006, and sixth in 2007 as a closer. Just filthy. Ended his career in 2009. He does play-by-play now. Didn't think he did a bad job. I think it was at the All-Stars and the Home Run Derby. I forgot that he actually played in Boston and St. Louis in 2009. I totally forgot that. That's interesting. That's what's neat about looking at stats. So John Smoltz. John Smoltz will be our heads. And John Smoltz is going against perhaps one of the greatest closers of all time for the Yankees. This is my PSA 9 1992 Bowman, Mariano Rivera. Mariano Rivera, don't need to say a lot about him. An amazing cutter. Absolutely filthy. He was surefire. Like, you knew when he was coming in that you were going to be in substantial trouble. I think it was the D-backs that got to him in the World Series, though. But that was like the one aberration in his career. Absent that, he was just absolutely an amazing player and one of my favorites. So we've got John Smoltz, who's going to be heads, and we have Mariano Rivera, who's going to be tails. Here we go with the coin flip. It is heads. John Smoltz wins. He probably should go down there. Thank you to North Coast Baseball Cards. Link down below. Please like and subscribe their channel. I hope that you'll like and subscribe my channel as well. It's new, and I'm trying. The production value is better than I expected with this, but I've been on YouTube for a number of years, and I'm trying a different direction of something that I absolutely love. And I love the community here because it looks like this baseball card community here doesn't fight, at least not yet. Please don't let me be a participant in having fights happen. Because in some of these other communities I'm on here, they troll and they fight. Let's not fight. Let's love baseball cards forever. Essay? I heard that somewhere. Essay, do you spell it E-S-S-A-Y? I don't know. But that's it. On this point, you know, this is the best Pepino Man thing I could kind of do. Ciao. Let's see. All right, see you later. El Toro.